So what was the secret for me to reach that millionaire status at such a young age? Okay, and I wanted to make this first video on this channel about this because I think a lot of people, they just take the wrong steps when they start making a little bit of money, or if they're even just getting into starting their own online business, they completely fumble or have the wrong expectations, which puts them off trajectory to ever reaching that millionaire mark. And it's why most people are not successful when they start an online business. Okay. And of course, this is kind of a secondary channel. I thought I'd make this as my first video because I think it's kind of appropriate because I'm going to talk from my own experience in this video. Okay. I think the average millionaire is like 58 years old. Okay. I was able to reach this at a much younger mark. Okay, I'm just turned 20 years old now, but I achieved this at 19 years old. And I'm not talking about $1 million revenue or, $1 million profit, but then you have business partners or expenses, whatever. I'm literally talking about you have $1 million post-tax invested. Okay, I was able to do that at 19. And the biggest things it comes down to when I look back and I'm like, how did I achieve this so early? It came down to there's kind of three different phases. There's if you make no money and you currently are making no money, what steps do you need to take to start making some money? When you are making money, how do you use that money? And then when you do have enough money, when do you actually go out and go splurge? And I'm going to talk from these three key points from my own experience. Okay. So I'm going to start with step one, which is if you make no money and you're asking yourself, how do I make some money? Or how do I get to the point where I could even have maybe $5,000 or $10,000 a month coming in? What I will tell you is you need to pick up a skill set. Every billionaire is probably telling you this. Everyone says this online. And if I had to give you guys a realistic look from someone who has made a bunch of free content around making and starting an online business, the free content is amazing, but a lot of people won't benefit from it. And the reason why is it's not because the information is bad or it's not because the information is, outdated. A lot of the times the same videos that were published a few years ago literally are still viable information today. The reason it doesn't work, and if I had to say like a view to success ratio on a lot of my free content is a very low number, is because there's no financial commitment. Okay. And this goes for every other business creator online. So what do I mean here? I mean, when you are going after the free, cheap stuff, you don't financially invest yourself to have any real reason to succeed, okay? It's a want, it's not a need, okay? I want to become successful. It's not, I need to become successful because I just spent $2,000 on this mentorship and then I have to make this back, okay? There's a completely different mindset there. And I don't have recently I've pivoted completely off selling any sort of course or mentorship stuff. I don't even sell that today. Okay. I literally sell you getting a software, which is go high level, which you need for your AI agency anyways. And I just give you like a $10,000 program with it. That's technically an investment, right? You have to go pay for software. And of course I'm incentivized to promote you because I get, a cut of that software. But my whole point in saying this is you need to invest yourself financially because I think I heard this the other day. It's super true. When you pay, you pay attention. Okay. I think it goes, when you pay attention. And that's true. Okay. Everyone thinks everything should just be free. It's not, it's actually doing you a disservice. You need to buckle up and start spending money on things that might be uncomfortable. I spend probably $10K a month right now on mentorships, courses, all these type of things, probably more, way more. I've spent a total of 6 figures plus on that stuff and it's all been worth it. Okay. I know there's been some things that are not as worth it as others, but my point in saying this is this is the reason where I'm at today. It's all self-education. I didn't go through a college. I didn't have a college degree to do any of this stuff. Okay. This is literally by watching content that I paid for or it's free online. It's a combination. So to wrap up the first point, you need to develop a skill set and you need to invest yourself probably financially to see success. If I'm going to tell you guys at a higher percentage, what percent of you are going to become successful if you guys are in this stage, you need to, the ones who invest themselves and go buy mentorships or courses or these type of things will probably be immensely more successful in this space than the people who just watch free content. That's number one. And that's supposed to get you your first, let's just say $5,000 to $10,000 a month. Okay. Now this leads me into kind of like the second phase, which is when you've started to make some money, what do you do with it? I'm going to talk about what I've done from my experience. So I think everyone should strive, and this might sound crazy, but everyone should strive to have $100,000 liquid before they spend any stupid dumb money. Okay. I was 17 when I crossed that, and that was just through pretty much my real estate marketing agency. I had a beat up Honda car that I was driving every day. I lived with my parents and I didn't travel. I didn't do anything crazy. I was still I was in the trenches. Okay. And I still think I kind of am today, but regardless, I was in the trenches while I still was at that $100,000 liquid in the bank mark. Okay. And for you, everyone should be starting and trying to achieve that. I think that's just going to help you when there's big opportunities that come up, or there's investments you want to make, or there's swings in the business you want to make that are big. All of that can kind of hedge for you and that'll help you get there. So But when you start getting some money, what do you do with that money? That's the real question. When you have that $100,000, you need to invest the money. Okay, don't let it just sit in the bank. Have a certain amount, whatever you're comfortable with, sit in the bank, but don't have everything sit there. Like, I think you should have like 30 to 40% cash max. Okay, the rest should be going into the markets. It could just be the S&P 500, QQQ, whatever it is. Just invest that money I do every single Tuesday. Okay, a certain amount goes out of my account into my investment account. I don't touch it, and I'm not able to touch that for probably until I die. Okay, because I'll just borrow against it when it's hundreds of millions of dollars when I'm older. That's the method, okay? And that's how I'm planning about going on it. Maybe that plan changes in the future, but as of right now, I don't ever plan on touching it because it's stuff I'm holding for a very long time, so I don't get taxed, okay? But all this being said, dollar cost average into the markets and play a little bit aggressive, in my opinion, okay? When you're younger, when you're starting to make some money, like I think when you're younger is when you should be taking the most swings, okay? I talked about this on my main YouTube channel, but I threw in about half of my net worth when I was 17 or so into crypto before Donald Trump won the election. This was the start of 2024. I don't think it was 100. I don't think I had 100 grand in my name at this point, but it was a bit less. I threw in half my net worth into crypto, and the market went boom, super, super high up. I remember Solana peaking, and I sold it all at the very, very top. And all this being said, it was because I had liquid and cash to be able to do that, and that propelled me a ton. Okay, I didn't make hundreds of thousands of dollars off crypto, but I made some substantial money, right? For a 17-year-old, that was great to have. So to round up my point, you need to have some certain amount that you just set aside, okay? And then kind of like a caveat or like a side point to this point is keep your monthly expenses low, okay? People are getting killed by, it's like death by a thousand, like, what do they call it? Death by a thousand pencils or death by a thousand needles or whatever it is. Like, I don't know what they call it. But it's like when you have so many expenses that are super small or that you just don't think about, but it's actually what's eating at you every single day is you just don't notice it. That's the worst spot to be in. And most people are paycheck to paycheck. Even the guys you see on Instagram with the Lamborghinis. I've met a lot of these guys. A lot of these guys who are super financially successful. They're paycheck to paycheck, okay? And the reason why is because they've kept their monthly lifestyle expenses. It's called lifestyle inflation. It's so high to the point where their income is literally matched, if not lower, and they're going in debt. That's the reality that no one's going to tell you on YouTube, but it's the truth, and I've met a lot of these guys. Are there a percentage of those guys who have crazy lifestyle and who make a lot more money than it? 100%, okay? Like anything. But you'd be surprised to see the percentage split of, what that would look like, okay? Because I think it's a lot more in the people who are going in the red than the people who are in the green with the crazy expensive lifestyles. But keep your expenses low, okay? For example, I still live with my parents today. For 3 to 4 months last year, I was in Austin, Texas. I was with my business partner. We were splitting a $13,000 a month apartment, which was a penthouse in Austin, Texas. He was driving around in a Ferrari every day. It was designer. Probably every week we were hitting it. I wasn't spending crazy money. He's much more of a spender than I am. But I can tell you as someone who's kind of lived that lifestyle, it's not going to increase your happiness. And it's not even going to make you look that much cooler or anything because most people do it for external validation. The designer stuff doesn't even do anything. Like people almost like when I see guys that post like pictures of their Louis Vuitton purchase or whatever, like it almost people look down upon it. Like the people you want to be around, they look down upon that because they're like, dude, why are you posting this? This is so like, it's just regular. And it shouldn't even be glamorized because a lot of it doesn't even look at it on people anyways. The crazy logos and all that stuff, I'm not a fan of it. So to round off the second stage and second point, I think people just need to have financial literacy. They need to put money aside. If you're making 5, 10, 20, 30 grand a month, put that money aside, put as much as you can aside, keep your monthly expenses low, and stack $100,000 to your name. I don't care how much of most of it should be invested, but keep a good chunk of that in cash, and that'll allow you, so if any bad times come, you're always prepped and prepared. People don't prepare for the bad days, they just expect for the good days. But the reality is business is like this, okay? The idea is it's gonna look like a stock market. It's gonna go up, down, up, down, up, down, but overall it's gonna be upward trend. But people think it's only gonna be up like that. And the reality is that there's a bunch of bumps in the road, okay? So expect not everything to go as planned, I guess is the best way I can say it. Now, once you already have that, let's say, gold number in your mind in the account or to your name, it could be $100,000. It could be $200,000, $300,000, $400,000, $500,000, $1 million. I don't care what it is. Then you can start to have fun with things. But it's all about your position and how you're going to spend the money, okay? Is it for tax reasons? Are you going to lower your tax burden by doing this? Are you going to grow on whatever? Is it going to help you grow your business? Ask yourself all these questions. And I know this should go without being said, but a lot of people don't factor this into their purchases. And I think you should have some dumb money that you just have fun with. I think that's 100% acceptable. You should. So just wait to get to that point. Don't do that when you just start making your first couple dollars, because the amount of people that do that and then start working a job a few months later because they lost everything, it's sad. Okay. And you don't want to get bunched in that bucket. So, yeah, I thought that is kind of like just the biggest things that I've done right in my own experience, just while growing, obviously, my business and keeping things steady, and also just like being smart with my money. These have been the biggest things that I guess I can give you guys as a lesson. And like, I know everyone wants to go impress people or like go have the fast car or whatever. And like, I don't know if it said earlier in this video, but like, I'm probably gonna have a fast car or cool car I'm gonna buy this year too. Okay. But the thing is that it was such delayed gratification. Like, it's almost to the point now where it's like, the car is almost more of a use for business than it is for personal enjoyment. Like, it genuinely is, because I'm anticipating the personal or business growth a lot more than just the satisfaction of having the car on the day to day to show off to people. Because that's not why it really. I'm not going to sit here and lie and say it's not a percentage of why I buy it, because anyone would be lying if they said that. But it's a much smaller percent than when I was starting online business. I guess that's the better way to put it. So, yeah, guys, that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If this is, you guys want me like more of these like raw sit down talks, like maybe I'm just chilling in my car and I'm just like holding up my phone or something and kind of giving you guys some lessons. Like, I think, yeah, just let me know. I don't even know if this is going to get 2 views, but if it does, great. If not, don't really care. I'm just going to kind of use this channel to put my thoughts down and really let you guys know what I'm thinking, because I think a lot of people don't do it in this space, and I'm going to be as vulnerable as I can with you guys and just let you guys know like mistakes I've made, things I've done well, things I've done not so well, and really just kind of hand down some more like business related lessons, but not necessarily like, super specific, like, oh, this is, if your churn is this percent, or if your client says this, like, I'm going to keep that for the main channel, but like overall life, business correlated lessons, I want to kind of keep to this channel, or just personal lessons for that matter. So, yeah, guys, that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys want to see more of these, let me know in the comments, and I'll see you guys inside the next video. Peace.